Go ahead.
What's Up Fool Podcast? What's Up Fool Podcast? Welcome to the What's Up Fool Podcast. Everybody who's listening to us on Monday morning the next week or listening to us live right now on Wednesday at 12:15 here on Wednesday
Monday
on
morning.
YouTube. I don't know. Some people listen the next week.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Hey now.
Because the guy that does whoever does the promotion here, they post the post on Monday anyways.
Well, they do a second push.
Rodrigo Torres right here, man.
Busy,
What's
huh?
up, boo?
What's up, dog?
Lisa right here, man. We got matching suits. Our guest is here. Zainab Johnson
Hi.
from Last Comic Standing.
Hello.
We also had the homie that was here. Remember that fool that does puppets?
Escarin?
No, bro. We had a comedian here, the white comedian. He started the puppet. Don't give him no bluff.
Oh, Jimmy Schubert.
Jimmy Schubert, yeah, they were
Magic.
all together.
Yeah, Jimmy Schubert does puppets.
Yo, shit, you
Magic.
didn't know?
Magic.
No.
He broke down
Magic.
on our podcast and
Magic,
he told us
yeah.
he does magic.
Oh wow,
He
I
said-
didn't know that.
He said
He started as a kid, yeah.
we were talking about performing when he was a little kid, like his dad was a cop.
I was living in Philly. I had to support my family.
Yeah, so
I was living in Philly.
good.
You know what I'm talking
Hey,
about? I'll make this straw disappear.
hey, Zainab, that happens a lot. How you hang out with somebody a whole week, you pick a little bit of their nuances for
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah.
People tell me when I leave the club, everybody saying, "What's up, fool?" for a week, bro.
Where'd
That's
you
good.
go, fool?
I think when Fluffy leave the room, everybody's fucking eating more, bro.
I did a club in San Antonio. No, El Paso.
The
And-
comic strip.
Comic strip
Bart
in El
Reed's?
Paso. Yes, and they just kept talking. Do you know Felipe? Do you know Felipe? Do you know Felipe? We took Felipe to this vegan restaurant. We did this with Felipe. I'm like, okay.
And the green room sucks at that place. Huh?
Yeah.
We were
Oh, it's
sitting there chilling,
terrible.
and then the tile like fell on him, like a piece of it just.
I was there, I think, in the summer, and they
Oh, my
have that.
God.
They have that.
Fan.
Yeah, but they brought in like a air conditioning, like a big thing, but it
It
wasn't
didn't work.
doing it.
No, same thing happened to us the next day.
Yeah, I mean,
Asbestos in the air, huh?
the owner and the staff, they were great. You know, they were nice to me, but it is.
It was hot, dude. At one time it was 100 degrees outside, and then right there by the ice machine, because the ice machine gets hot too. It was pretty hot.
Oh my God, we were in there just mugged out to
Yeah.
hell.
The ice machine is in the green room.
It's on
What's
the
that? You gotta
it's
go
next
on
to the
side.
door.
You have to actually walk through like the stock cabinet to
The
get to the
liquor,
green room.
it's locked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But if you're an alcoholic, you know, if you like drinking beer, you just walk in and grab a beer, huh?
No, it's all locked up though.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's
all the
locked up.
heat from the ice machine comes in the green room.
In the green room, yeah. Which is smaller than this table.
Yeah. I started off at that club when they used to be at some other place, like across the like in the west side. Like they had a condo. We used to walk down the hill just do the show, and they had restaurant there. They have food named after comedians. Man, but the guys that cooked the food, they look like the cooks from Las Vegas Vacation. Remember when they chased them to that horrible buffet, the ghetto buffet,
Don't get cheap
and
on
it's
me.
all gooey and stuff, like blue chicken. Don't get cheap on me now. Yeah, man. So what's up, fool?
Nothing. I watch those movies except
It
for
was
that
your
one.
birthday just passed, bro.
Yeah, the 12th.
The 12th?
Happy belated.
January. Thank
We
you
got
so
you a
much.
late birthday present, bro. I did. Late, like the motherfucker still has it in
I
the...
didn't even nag him. I was like, whatever, he'll do it.
Late, like the motherfucker still has it in the market bag, eh?
It's
Like
February
almost a
12th.
month after.
It's all good.
You can open it, eh?
This fool was asking me what size shoe I was for like 3 weeks. He's gonna give me a pair of shoes.
It'll match you. You can wear a suit next
the
time.
black
though.
Wait, did y'all go to the Adidas store or something?
They don't
I
have
bought
the,
this
they don't
last
have
week,
the,
but
Oh,
he's
12,
had
yeah.
that. He got
everybody
that one
look.
for Christmas.
They don't have the white stripe. I know you like
But
all
I put
black.
mine on first today.
I
But
like
he
black.
copied
Thank
it.
you very
He
much,
copied
dude.
There's a shirt in there too.
Thank you very much.
So just
I
surprise away.
really
I don't know where he
appreciate
got
it.
these.
You can see size 12. You guys didn't give me a pair of
People are gonna
shoes.
start saying, man, what's with those cleats?
I like them.
Oh,
dude.
fool.
People are making fun of these shoes. I think they're comfortable, dude.
That one already stretched it out, bro, so you can wear it.
What size is it though?
But
It's
it's
too
tight,
It's
dog.
tight, though?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude.
Oh.
I don't know if you had that one, but you
I
still.
know.
Turn it
I don't have
around.
it.
Turn
Turn
it
it around.
around.
Yeah,
so-
show
Oh, there's something in the back?
No,
just
so
show
that
the
they can
camera.
see that.
Oh. I was like,
That's from that movie. I think when he's with Bill Cosby and they're in a baseball team.
you know what's funny?
Oh, I thought that was from
Oh
Lust
yeah,
and Lose.
I love that movie.
I was gonna get you a Richard Pryor shirt from the website, but then I made you that other shirt because I thought it would be funnier.
Which one?
Well, the one with Big Dog, fool.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
just
the
Family
picture.
Dog.
Where is
You're the
that?
only one that
my
has
God.
it, though.
We have a mutual friend here named Big Dog, which is his name after the show.
Yeah.
But one time he got drunk at his house and he was showing us everything. Like, hey, bro, this is my Tonight Show set. My first Tonight. He's got 10 Tonight Show sets. So that's 40 minutes of videos. And we found his like a photo of him when he was little. Like he's like ashamed of it because I guess he wears contacts now and whatever. So this fool printed it on a shirt, and it says,
What
does it say?
What he says to a lot of comedians: challenge yourself.
"Challenge
bro.
yourself, bro." But if we were to wear that shit, it'll probably break his heart. But we're thinking of doing a live podcast one day at some comedy club
Somewhere.
and invite all our guests and have our favorite guests on the show,
Invite the listeners.
the listeners.
Yeah.
And we'll do
Yeah.
stand-up, we'll probably cut off the tape for the stand-up, and we'll pay the comedian to do stand-up like we did last time. And then when we have him be our big guest, dog, on the podcast.
You think he'd do it?
He'll do it.
All right.
And when he shows up, have everybody go.
Don't. What?
No, during while everybody's having a good time on the podcast, talking about how, because they're going to love him. If he's honest, they're going to love this dude. And then everybody just go, now. Everybody takes off their shirt and we're wearing that T-shirt.
That'll be funny.
That'll be a nice surprise.
I think it'll be good. The fact that a lot of people don't know him, like we do them, and can ask them the questions in the right way. Opposed
Some
to just
people
like,
need that, though.
just
Like
like
older comics, like who are like,
whatever.
people say, oh, I haven't seen him in shit, right? But they're out there working, They're out there headlining, Paul Rodriguez, all those older fools.
in the trenches.
But like if Paul Rodriguez would do a good podcast, like every time he does this podcast, people follow him.
Oh yeah.
Because we got 78,000 listeners, bro.
Hell yeah. Dude.
78,000 now. Plus, how many fools are talking shit right now? Look.
Nobody's talking shit yet.
All right. Nah, I don't care if people talk shit. It's all good.
Wait, I was going to ask you ever heard that saying? They say if you give a person shoes as a gift, they're going to walk all over you.
No.
Have you ever heard that?
No.
Sounds
like
made
no.
up.
You just coined that phrase?
No,
Zainab?
no. That's like
In
a
what
thing.
country, though?
Here, maybe it's a black thing. Maybe it's like a southern black thing. But you've never heard
No,
that?
I never heard that. But
These boots are made for
Somebody
walking.
comment.
Who's here from Atlanta?
I heard a lot of, I don't know, other things.
Now
that
you
are
tell
bad,
me, eh?
But
Where are you from?
But
Zainab?
we're on first.
Oh, that's a hood say. I'm from New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah,
from
yeah.
Harlem.
Harlem, yeah.
13
Ladies and
kids, right?
gentlemen,
That was we were reading
Zainab
stuff.
Johnson, one more time, man. Where you from, man?
I'm from New York. I was born in Brooklyn. I grew up in Harlem.
Brooklyn, like Brooklyn now, or Brooklyn back when it was hoodie?
Brooklyn in the 80s.
Whoa.
Brooklyn in the mid
That's
80s.
tough, I
Yeah.
But a lot of good
Real
shit came out of those times too, though.
Yeah, I mean, when I moved to Harlem, there was still like crack vials and stuff in the street. And then as I grew up in Harlem, I watched the change happen. Like I watched it go from like a lot of abandoned buildings to like all the lots being filled up, the buildings being built up, to, people who look different from us moving into the neighborhood. Like I watched it all happen.
'Cause I remember watching like in movies, like when they showed like the Denzel Washington in that movie Malcolm X, or they showed the Warriors, and they'll show Brooklyn. Was it really that bad where like it was just with one big giant building with nobody there, and then another one with nobody there, then because I see photos.
That was a
sometimes-
lot of New York.
I
though,
see
with
photos like that, bro. Like it looked like somebody dropped a bomb.
Yeah, there were
Squatting.
shelled out. There were
Yeah,
shelled
there-
out buildings. In some
Yeah,
parts,
yeah. But I mean, Malcolm X that's what,
Not
in the
at that time.
60s,
Yeah,
right?
not at
Yeah,
that
that's in the 60s. So I didn't see that, but I
She
did
goes,
see
"Damn, I ain't that
abandoned.
I think in the 80s is when like the slumlords were
Yeah.
starting to like abandon their buildings and then
But I-
take
I-
insurance money.
I remember when I was a kid. I remember when I was a
Big
really
old
young
scams.
kid. The Mayor Dinkins, he allowed people in New York to buy all of those abandoned buildings for $1. And a lot of people, my dad even bought one. But then the kicker was the taxes on it, and you had to bring it up to living code in a year. And most people didn't have the
Impossible.
money exactly to do that. So it's like a bunch of people bought it for $1 and then just lost it.
That's a good scam.
Nice
man.
gesture, huh?
I think it was a scam. I think it.
But it's cool. $1.
I think
$1.
it's built. I think that's like built for like developers that are like have experience, not like the
Yeah,
regular person.
yeah.
Because you don't even know about building codes. You just shell out that $1, and then
Exactly.
you find out everything. Go, goddamn, overwhelming.
Yeah, and then
Impossible.
before you even get a building code, it's like just the money to like lay brick by brick. It's expensive.
So you guys didn't get the building?
We didn't get the building, but my dad. I moved into it when I moved to Harlem. We moved into a tenement building, and my dad turned the tenement building into a co-op building. We bought our apartment, and then my parents sold it for much more than what they paid for it. So he figured it out eventually.
Nice.
That's a game, man.
When I was doing those shows with Finesse Mitchell at this army base right there in Brooklyn, Bay Ridge,
Yeah,
Bay Ridge or Bay Ridge.
Bay Ridge.
The
yeah.
guy that was running everything, like he was the guy that was in charge of us, took us out to eat, got us weed. No, but anyways, that dude, we went to his rooftop and we saw the bridge, like the Bay Bridge right there. But he said that they owned their apartment, like his mom bought it back in the days.
Yeah.
And he was telling me how much the apartment is worth, bro. My fucking apartment was shitty, dog. Well, I'm used to living in LA, dog, with the windows. You get to walk out.
Yeah, but that's prime real estate now, man.
But he had 2 bedrooms, a big ass kitchen, and 1.5 bathroom.
But I mean, you think about it, even owning something like that, all you have to do is
There's
update it. And an update is only a shell remodeling. It's not really going deep and and you could flip that apartment for like triple the apartments that were $900 20 years ago in New York can go for $10,000 a month, and some people pay it.
Hell yeah, dude. That's where like normal people don't have a chance.
Yeah, it's like everybody's being priced out. I think that for me, it's like I personally love seeing like growth in a neighborhood, but it sucks because the people who built that very neighborhood, you price them out. And that happens everywhere. That's not just in New York. That's happening in LA. Yeah. It's happening in Detroit. It's happening in a lot of cities across the country.
Mm-hmm. People in Fresno are getting mad because they're getting priced out of 2
Yeah.
bedrooms for $1,200.
It's
bro.
true. We were just over
We were
there.
just over there. You were
Yeah.
watching the news?
Yeah.
They were talking about how much the rent's going up, and they show these condos being built right there where, bro, it used to be shitty there, bro.
$250 a month.
Right there,
Yeah.
downtown Fresno, bro, by Bicycle One, by some casino there, and $1,200 for 1 bedroom is a lot of money over there now.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. When I'm not that I don't know what informed on like poverty levels and things like that. But there are a lot of people in the United States that are literally living off of $10,000 a year.
A lot of comedians, man.
Hell yeah.
But at least comedians have a couch to stay on,
That
But
was me, man.
there's people living off of $10,000 trying to raise children, and pricing. They can't afford to spend more than a certain amount on rent.
I tripped out when the teachers strike. They said there was 20,000 homeless children in the LA school system. I was like,
Yeah.
1 in 4.
wow.
Yeah.
There were homeless kids that we knew were homeless. I mean, I knew which one of these kids in Isaac's class were homeless. And it was sad because like their parents would show up and they basically had everything on their backs, everything. And they'd go to shelter and do homework after school. And it's sad.
I was homeless for a little while when we were in Brooklyn. And it is, I don't know. I think that's the like beauty in being a kid. You don't like. I remember hating not having like a place to live. Although my mom has a lot of kids, and so we were in a women's shelter. And the thing about there's no family shelters. There's always women's shelters. Yeah. And so
we have
that
one
means,
here that we support. Cesar Chavez one over there in East LA.
That means that if
rare.
it's like if it's a full family, meaning a mother, father, and children, that means the father has to go wherever he is going, and then the mother and the children can stay. But I remember my greatest memory from that 2 things from the shelter. I climbed on a metal bookshelf. And it came down on me, and my mom kept telling me, "Don't climb on that bookshelf. Don't climb on that bookshelf." And as soon as nobody was watching me, I climbed on that damn bookshelf, and the bookshelf just came down on me. And I guess I didn't get hurt. And then the blankets that we had in the shelter were those wool blankets that sometimes they have like as the in-between blanket in hotels.
The ones they have in the nurse's office.
Yeah. So
They're
whenever
black.
I see those blankets, I'm like, get them blankets out of here.
Like burlap.
Yeah.
Those
Scratchy.
blankets, you wet them, they're done. You don't dry those up, they'll become rugs.
It'll be like stiff.
Yeah.
they're
You come over
scratchy. It's
a
like
big
a
family,
Brillo
right?
pad.
Like 13?
Yeah.
You're the oldest?
No. I'm the 5th from the
And
top.
Muslim family, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
13, man. And I thought we were a lot.
You're 7.
We were
Yeah.
7
Yeah.
with both parents. How
Yeah.
many in your family?
4.
Rodrigo? 4?
Where
But
do
it's
you
still a
fall?
lot, though, right? If your dad
Still a
thought it
lot.
was a lot, right?
Yeah, now it's like one's a lot.
Yeah.
You come from a dad, Rodrigo, where your dad was hardcore, like he'll leave every payday and not come back.
No, my dad was home every day for dinner time.
What? Leave every payday and
What
not
do you
come
mean?
back? Wait,
Yeah,
what?
no. We had dinner with my dad every
You
day.
think that's normal?
What? I have to go normal?
I know.
That's what dad would do.
Was your dad like all the other dads who leave on
Everybody in
payday?
my neighborhood, like every payday, they'll get all dressed
Her
up and then be
face is-
gone.
Well,
She
there was
can't believe you.
a friend of ours,
Like-
Armando Cosillo.
Our parents, remember that movie with Denzel Washington where he got paid and took off?
Mo Better Blues.
Where that girl's crying with a bubble?
it.
Oh, with Viola Defenses.
Fences.
Fences.
See the way Denzel Washington was living his life where he just worked,
Yeah.
and then he did whatever the
He
fuck he
expected
wanted.
to be not bothered for
Everybody in
whatever
my
he did
neighborhood
outside of the
acted
house.
like him.
Yeah.
They had a job.
They had a job. It was mean, bro.
We always have to go with them, like pick up nails, something. Always something.
No,
Here's a-
but you said that his dad would take off?
No. Well, what I was talking about is what Gloria was telling me about Mondo's father. He would they would get paid every 15 days. So they would come home. There was 2 families living in one big house, and the 2 men were brothers. They would come home. They would get ready. They would already cash their checks. They'll give the mom $100, and they wouldn't return. They'll leave Friday night and come back all messed up very early Monday morning or very late Sunday night. And that would happen every 15 days.
Did
La
the
quincena.
$100 cover all the bills?
I don't know if it did or not, but they
Like
would party with the other
groceries for the
500.
weekend.
You know.
They were skinny back then.
But they would party, and then my homie the mouse, his sister's husband, the dad, he'll get paid weekly, and he would take off, and they would actually go and find him in TJ all like laid out, or just like or in LA. Like there was
Oh,
2 3
wow.
spots where they were from where they would find the dad and no money. Like he would just like booze it all and party it all.
My parents never drank. We grew up in like a strict Muslim house, so they never drank.
Smoked.
My mom smoked cigarettes, except when she was pregnant and breastfeeding, which I didn't
was all the
understand.
time.
Exactly.
13.
that one time where there was like a 3-year gap between the kids, I know she was in heaven. But so I never, like my dad, we always had like activities. We always did like family trips, and I don't know, we were always just a unit. I think that's why now I'm such a loner. Because now I'm just like, don't attach to me. Don't get away from me. Get away from me.
Only original participants.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's trippy.
13 people. Do you ever put that in your act?
Yeah. All the time I talk. Now I was going to say it's not the only thing I talk about, but I talk about it often.
When did you start doing stand? When did you say, I'm gonna be? What made you become a comedian? Like, I know what happened to me.
what happened to
Rodrigo
you?
too, man. Rodrigo watching. What were you watching, Rodrigo?
I would always watch late night.
Def Jam?
Channel.
Okay.
Jeff Jam.
Okay.
That shit it blew me away the first time I saw Def Jam.
I was just like, I couldn't believe how funny they were.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Martin Lawrence,
Yeah.
first one.
I didn't
Me
see
too,
Def
Cheryl
Jam until a little
Underwood.
bit later.
Or the little comic parts on the Spike Lee movie. That one. I'm living in a fucking hovel. Do the right thing.
Do the right
Remember
thing.
Robin Harris is all talking shit.
Oh.
On that. Look at all you bad little ass shoes. Like those little comic parts were
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
And finding out those dudes were comedians.
Yeah. I didn't, I mean, I saw things when I was like younger, like I might have maybe 10 years or so after it came out, I saw Raw, and I thought it was like the funniest thing I'd ever
Same here.
seen. And then somebody was like, you got to see Delirious. That's the first part. And I was like, okay. And I watched it and I was like, that's not as funny as Raw to me, but it made the jokes in Raw more funnier because it was like a continuation. But I started doing stand up August 2010. And I don't know. The day I did it was the day that I thought about it. I never thought about it before then, ever. I wish I had a better story. I wish that it was something that was in my heart for like years, but the day that it hit me strong,
Wow.
So, yeah.
I didn't get to hang out, like at a comedy club for a long time. I looked on the Alley Weekly and I saw open mic. And I went over there and I signed up and I did it. I didn't even know if I bombed.
I did my first open mic at a hookah lounge, and it was right near my
Hookah
house.
lounge?
A hookah lounge, like a Middle Eastern hookah lounge in North Hollywood. And I was like, it's gonna go bad. So it's like I saw it on Google, and it was like first come first serve, 5 minutes, And I just went and I was like, okay, this is close to my house, so when it goes bad, I could just go upstairs and nobody will know that this happened. And then I did it, and it didn't go that bad. And one of the first things I said was that I was one of 13, and that made everybody in the place go, "What? Wait, what?"
She's a sureña, eh?
And then I was like, and then when they looked at me, I was like, from the same mother and father. And then they were like, and I just realized, like, oh, that's a thing for people. Like, I didn't, how like your regular life, you don't realize how people are going to be affected by it. And so that's where I started.
I know 13 is a lot, right?
It's a great.
Nowadays,
Baker's
bro, like
dozen.
the next generation, like you have to. How many kids? You have 5, and they're all from different people. But like my family is 7. Like I have 3 kids. They're from different ladies. How about you, Rodrigo?
I don't have any children yet.
You want any?
Eventually, Like, was I like growing up through school? I hope I have a baby.
I know,
No, but
were there dudes talking like that when you were a little kid? Like, I want my family, I want a house, I
a
want
lot
my
of
dad.
a lot of the people I went to high school with were
I
like,
want to
that.
leave every 2 weeks.
Where are you from?
Riverside, California, about 50 miles
okay.
east of here.
Yeah.
But a lot of my friends were like, I want to start a family. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to, you know what I mean? The ones that didn't go to college.
How about you?
Most of them did that.
You're a college girl.
Yeah, I went to college. I graduated from college. And I do want children.
What college?
City College in New York.
Would you graduate too, right, Rodrigo?
Yeah, California State University.
I went to Baruch for grad school.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. I like Baruch. Baruch
I
has
went
a
to
good law
continuation.
program.
Yeah.
Did you study law?
No.
Okay.
I got my MBA there.
Okay, gotcha.
What were you saying?
What?
What?
It's like I went to continuation.
Night school.
It's all right. I work for you now, so.
So I was thinking about.
There you go.
I forgot
Right.
what I was gonna say. Oh yeah.
About
Did you have any gigs last weekend during the rain?
Wait, what? Sorry.
Last weekend during the horrible rain, did you have to drive anywhere for a gig? We
Did
got stuck. How did you go?
Oh, y'all got
it
stuck?
got out.
We got out.
Oh, wait. I did have to drive somewhere.
Fuck.
I drove to Santa Barbara to do a show.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
You took the 101.
I took the
other-
101, yeah.
We had a show in I forgot.
Visalia?
Visalia. Thank you everybody who showed up to the show, man. Thank you very much.
Both shows sold out that weekend.
I was surprised about the other
Coachella.
show.
Visalia, we knew it was sold out. It was a week
It was
before.
fucking raining all the way home.
Yeah.
Crazy rain.
No, but you know what? That's a good thing. It's like people can't be out. But they don't want to be in a house. Like they seen enough of each other.
Yeah, they get
Yeah.
cabin fever.
Yeah.
Because it's been raining for like 2 weeks. Like
Comedy
this.
club is great. Bad weather. I'm from when I do comedy in New York, the winter is the best. It's like bad weather. Everybody is packed into the comedy clubs.
So how'd you get a last comic standing? Like, did you audition? An agent
Yeah.
cooked you up and you stand in line?
No, I didn't have an agent when I did Last Comic Standing. I auditioned. Why did I audition?
Were you part of the whole cattle call group of people, like the large group?
No.
Or you had an appointment?
I had an appointment.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay,
Me too.
that's good.
So I did this show. I did this show a little while before that. I had showcased I did a show with Kevin Hart, and I was showcasing for Dave Becky at the time. And the guy who hosted the show was a writer on one of Wanda's shows that she was taping in like Chicago or something like that. And when I finished my set, he was like, you should be on the show that I'm doing with Wanda. You should be on the show. And I was like, oh, okay, well, thank you. And then time passed and I never heard anything.
Yeah.
And he had emailed me maybe a couple of months after that, like, hey, I just wanted to send you the email just so you know that I did put in a good word. We just already had the comics book, whatever. And so then I had auditioned. I did a cattle sort of call audition for the Stand Up for Diversity at
Yeah.
NBC. And I
Here
did
in LA or somewhere far?
San Diego.
Okay.
San Diego.
Archer Rizzo and Flaco went to that
They
one.
went
And
down.
Johnny as well.
Yeah, and I did the semifinal. I did the semifinals, and I felt like I killed. Here's why I feel like I killed. Beyond just me killing, but beyond me having a strong 7 minutes, I went on after Drew. You guys know Drew, who has the stutter?
Cerebral palsy.
No.
Stutter. I know one.
He was
stutter
on
guy.
American-
From
he's on
Flappers, right?
The guy
Yeah,
from
I know who that
Flappers.
is, yeah.
I met that
yeah.
guy.
So he
He
has
looks
this,
Russian or something like that.
Yeah.
Like looks like a little Russian guy, but he's not Russian.
Yeah, no, he's just like a little white kid,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
guy, you
Yeah.
know, and little, like literally
Yeah.
in height, little. But I think he got his big break now on America's Got Talent, because, like, anywho, he's a guy with something tragic happened to him in his life, and it caused a stutter, right? And so not only is his material funny, but he got a stutter. So it brought the house down. And then I go up right after him. The host didn't dust it off a bit. Nothing. Just brought me right up. And I still crushed.
You went up there, you just chop your legs off.
And I still, with no disabilities, I still destroyed. And I was like, I'm sure I'm going to the final. Like, I'm sure I'm doing the finals in LA, like showcasing, right? And I didn't get it. And you know how when you don't get, I don't know, you guys tell me if you feel this way. When you don't get something, you got to go watch who got it, right? I was like, let me see who they thought was better than me.
Great
right?
job.
So I'm sitting there, and it was not I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. It was a pretty weak showcase that year. And I think that the person running it, it wasn't like what she was looking, the way she made her decisions wasn't in the best interest of like, oh, I'm trying to showcase talent that can, you get what I'm saying? It wasn't in the best interest of that.
Showcase adversity.
In my opinion, exactly. In my opinion. So I leave the show. I'm waiting at the front of the Improv for my friend's car to come around because he valeted. I would never valet. I'll look 27 minutes for parking if I
Welcome
have
to the club.
So we're waiting for his valet, and then I hear somebody say behind me, Zainab, did you go on? And I turn around, it was Wanda Sykes. And I was like, oh, no, I didn't go on. She was like, oh, okay, I'm good because I would have been upset if I missed you. And I was like, oh, okay. And then my friend looks at me. He's like, I didn't know you knew Wanda Sykes. I was like, I do not know Wanda Sykes. But just go with it. And then after that, I had got an invitation to audition for Last Comic Stand. I had an appointment, and I auditioned.
That's great.
Who did you follow on that show? You don't remember, huh?
I don't remember who I followed.
Who were the judges?
The judges were Russell Peters, Keenan Ivory Wayans, and Roseanne Barr. But what I do remember, although it didn't air this way, was we had to get there probably like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was the 24th person that went up, and Jimmy Schubert was the 25th person that went up. And we got on stage slightly before midnight. The crowd, the audience had been there from like maybe 5:30. And so they had been there for like 5 hours waiting for, and we still went out there and crushed it. You know, but it like, you don't see that obviously. It's shown out of sequence, but I was 24th and he was 25th.
How about when you went to audition, like when there was nobody there?
Yeah, there was nobody there. There was just a bunch of executives with big piles of
That was at midnight or in the daytime?
It was in the daytime at Universal at John Lovett's Club. And it was really dark in the room.
Club to do it in.
Because it's huge. It's such a huge club.
Horrible.
For it to be empty. Oh
and there's maybe like 15 people in there, but they're all like executives,
eating
you know,
lunch.
Eating lunch.
Eating Starburst.
Yeah, but who you rely on, there's still talent coordinators. There's people. There's PA. They're walking you to. There's people working, and if you made the security guy laugh who stands in post, then you know you did. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Then you know you did well, regardless of what they chose. If you made the people that are there having nothing to do with NBC laugh.
They're talking about she got talent.
Y'all need to make me an executive.
This is an old white dude. No, not in my mind.
And then they ask you a bunch of questions because it's a reality show. They want a story, you know. So if you got a good set, and then you say I was.
13 kids.
Yeah, or whatever you could say. Like I swam here from Jamaica.
Well, that was. Well, yours.
For reals.
Right? You having a story is what helped you move forward, right?
When I made it that far, I spoke to everybody who got kicked off.
Oh my God.
I talked to Alonzo Bowden. I talked to Dante, Italian Dante. I spoke to Fluffy. He told me, just be honest with everything, And then I spoke to other people, and I was just honest. Yeah. They asked me, if you would not made it through, what you would have done? I said, well, you would have saw me unlock my bike right here. I showed up on a beach cruiser. I didn't give a fuck. And when it goes, you have a bike outside? Yeah. And they filmed me unlocking it, and they filmed me riding my bike holding the red ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, they could see.
And I cried on TV. Ticket. What? No.
Did you?
Well, you had your mom on and everything. Yeah. So all that stuff added to it.
Yeah.
People love a story.
People love a story.
How thick was the other paper we had to fill out? A bunch
Oh
of
my
shit.
God, it was terrible. It was terrible. And then they brought us in, standards and practice. They got to give you all of, because it's a reality show, so you can't say it. You got to keep the results of it secret. It doesn't matter what happened. If you get passed or if you get moved on to the next round, you got to just keep it inside. You can't say what we do on Facebook, like just, you can't do it. And then a comedian did it.
Who?
I can't say who did it.
Who won your season?
Who won my season?
Redman, right? Rodman
won.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hardest part when you were in it, the hardest part was having to submit your jokes, your set ahead of time and stick to that exact set because you don't stick to your sets. When you write down a set, you stray from it, Like often you'll write a set and you won't do any of those jokes when you go up there. It just gets your juices flowing.
Some people, they will tell them at the
It's
last
hard.
minute to change it too.
Yeah, they had to change a couple of things.
Roy was Jr., he couldn't say In and Out. Or no, he couldn't say Wendy's.
Yeah.
He has to say fast burger joint.
Fast food
burger joint, yeah.
Did you have to change any jokes?
I did have to change some jokes, but again, I had been doing it for like 3.5 years. I had very few jokes for them to choose. It's like if they ain't let me say something, then it was like, well, okay, well, I ain't got nothing else for you. So
How far did you go?
I was only a semi-finalist.
Like top 10?
No, I got eliminated right before they announced the top 10. But I think that my jokes stood out, and I had a shaved head, and I'm 6 feet tall.
I remember
Oh,
that,
yeah. Her hair was really short.
Yeah, and so me and Jimmy, we went on the road together after that, people would come up to me and be like, you won Last Comic Standing, right? And I would be like, I either stood out so much or they think I look like Rodman.
It's Rod Lady.
It's Rod Lady, exactly.
You're taller than him, though, aren't you?
People are crazy,
Maybe,
man.
just like by an inch or something. Also, I talk nothing like him.
What show did you watch?
Jimmy Schubert was top 6, top 10?
Yeah, he was top.
Yeah,
he was
top
top 10,
10.
but even
He didn't go on tour with them, right?
no.
I think he was number 6 or something. He was like the Fallout Boy.
Yeah, but you guys went on tour together immediately right after, or what happened? How did that go about?
Well, Jimmy, Jimmy is like a headline. He's one of those people.
Jimmy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I got to work right away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's one of those people where he's always been on the road. He kills the road, even if you don't. He's maybe not a recognizable face for you on TV, And he asked me to feature for him, and before he asked me to feature for him, I'd never done 25 minutes ever on the show, not on purpose, And then he was like, the money's not that great, but I think that we together would be able to sell out all of these clubs, which we did, and I was able to build.
Jumped on that shit quick, huh?
Yeah, I was able to build my material.
It's good. It's hard as a woman to get asked to go feature on the road with people
when I first started, I asked a few people if I could feature for them, and I was either ignored or told no. And I didn't understand it because a lot of times people's features are not good, and I just didn't get it. I swear, I was like, why do you have this person featuring? And I just thought I thought that it was because other people weren't funny and they didn't want to have to follow somebody that was not just
that's probably part
funny,
of it,
but also hungry. It's this different type of energy when you get on stage and you're hungry for it. But then once I started headlining like a year and a half ago by myself, and I realized it's really lonely, and sometimes you want your friend there, and your friend may not be that great. But your friend, you spend more time if you're on the road for a weekend, you spend more time off stage than on stage, and your friend
11 hours
is there.
sometimes. Though.
Oh yeah.
I think she just broke down every reason why somebody
Alfred Robles
chooses
is
a
there.
certain person to be their opener. You quit it. But I think she just broke down every reason why right there. Don't make that face.
But there's some headliners that don't bring no one.
That's true. They'll just take the local person in town that the club puts
I'm like
up.
that. I'm like that.
You don't mind? You don't like do you want to see who they are before or what kind of stuff they do before you meet them?
I spoke to a guy that
Going in
said that he
blindly,
was with a big comedian. He goes, what did he do? Oh, man, he sat in that corner of the green room and showed me his back the whole time. He went through his jokes. They didn't speak to me. And then you went up on stage, and that was it.
The whole weekend.
He was in the corner of the green room with his head down the whole time.
He was the headliner?
He was a feature.
He was the feature.
headlining
He was
for.
telling about the feature turned his
Yeah,
back.
super
What?
famous comic.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No, I'm sorry, the headliner turned his back.
Oh,
Yeah, on the-
who's the
okay.
super famous comic?
Okay,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
that's weird.
I remember one time when this comedian showed up, George Lopez, and he told all the comedians, the losers that were there.
Bottom feeders.
I was already outside.
He
so
was working out stuff in a club.
I was already outside. Okay, by the way, I wasn't in the green room waiting for nobody. I knew my place and time. I was outside.
Yeah, when there's a headliner, don't go hanging out in the
I was,
green
I
room.
was over
Exactly.
there. I was over there trying to get some guests, trying to
You're
get some
not on the show.
FaceTime while he was parking the car. George Lopez showed up with his badass Mercedes, and then had the license plate said Punch Line. And Darren Carter was talking to him like small talk. Give me some Darren Carter, bro.
Yeah, how you doing, George?
Hey, George, yeah, man.
Let me know if you need somebody to start the party.
If you get rid of that white guy you opened up with, I could go too. And basically that. Then Willie Barcena shows up. Hey, bro, stop sucking his dick already, yeah. He's trying to go up on stage, bro. You're there kissing his ass. Hey, you're saying lame jokes. He ain't gonna take your ass, dog. Stop sucking dick. Anyways, so when he
What's going on?
so I'm standing
going
right
on,
there and
man?
shit, feeling the hot ass car, and I just say what's up. He said what's up. He goes inside. All the losers are inside, by the way, waiting for him to go up on stage and shit with their notepads,
You're gonna learn something.
trying to get new ideas, new premises. Oh, he's talking about his grandma. I have a grandma. He's talking about his sister. I have a sister. You know,
He's
so
Mexican.
all
I'm
these
Mexican.
losers, right? And I knew they were all gonna get kicked out. You know, so he goes in there. He sees everybody. They're all with their red faces and shit. All new comedians. They're all like open micers. And then the manager kicks all those fools out, man. Like all 10 of them
Yeah.
out. And they're standing with me by the car where they should have been in the beginning. And what happened, bro? Fucking George Lopez a dick. They kicked us out. Out of where, bro? Out of a comedy club that you didn't pay no ticket to get into. Out of a comedy club that you're not even going up, right? No. All right. Did anybody offer you a drink in there? Did anybody say, hey, man, what's up, Joe? No. Well, you're fucking trespassing, dog.
There is no reason.
Basically, though, you're trespassing, bro. Get the fuck out. I didn't think it's the fuck out, but you're trespassing, bro.
You know, George probably walked in and just saw immediately. Pshoo, 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 those guys are
Like,
going.
he was in with a 6-shooter.
Yeah. Like
You don't
and,
remember how many?
I never got mad at that.
All these fools talking shit on Facebook about that?
They were all talking
On
shit on
Ma- on
Facebook.
MySpace, I
On
think.
MySpace.
Yeah.
oh, that was a long
Uh,
time ago.
They don't get it, right?
They don't get it.
People don't get it sometimes, right? Like, it never happened to you. You're headlining. You got like 10 open micers showing up to your green room. Hey, I'm the local comedian. Gonna get a
No.
spot.
Oh, well, I ain't really at that level yet, but I appreciate you thinking that that's my life.
They'll hit you up at the
They
radio
hit me.
station.
Yeah, they hit me on
You gotta
social
do a little
media
comedy
now.
too, right?
Yeah. They do and ask
My
me.
play cousin right here.
But it's not 10 of them. 10 of them don't show up. But I think that I have a sort of intimidating, sort of, I don't know, demeanor if you don't know me at all. And so I think it protects me in a sense.
That's how I feel about Samora. I bet nobody comes to Samora with bullshit.
Well, you never seen her husband, huh?
Well, he's there all the
You
time
know who
too.
Wayne
but
is?
I know he's there all the time too. But I think
Motherfuckers.
herself, like I
His
would be afraid to
sandals
go
have
tell her
jewelry.
anything because she would be like, "Why are you wasting my time with
Yeah.
that shit?" You know, like I just don't think she would
That
just give you a
fool tell you
look.
to
She wouldn't
hold
need to
it-
say anything to you.
Her husband will tell you to hold his watch, and you'll fall down holding his watch.
His pinky ring has a pinky ring.
No, I believe it. I know he's always there, but I
But
think
if
she
you-
herself,
His
she has a
pinky
presence.
finger, he has
the same way.
a wedding ring. And I thought it was a diamond ring,
But
but it's actually a television. He watching the whole show.
It's connected to a
She's
satellite.
very bedazzled.
No, that's why she's Miss Chandelier.
She's Miss Chandelier.
Yeah, she is Miss Chandelier.
And she's always working, man. I don't give a fuck if she's hosting. She
always-
tries to two new jokes every time she goes up there in between. Like she had that on her. I thought she had like the who's going up next, right? But she already has it in her head, and she goes up on stage before the show starts and walks like where I'm gonna step on. Okay, this floor is creaking. I don't want to fall right here, so I'll stand over here. all that shit, all that professional shit that I never do. I'm like, sound check, all right, yeah, this monitor right here. Then I go up there, we go up there after this fool, another fool, Jay Lamont spitting on the microphone, doing beatboxing. Batteries go off.
Jay Lamont is so good,
He's
though.
so
Oh
good.
my God, I love watching him.
Yeah, he opened for Felipe in Vegas last year.
Hang
It was
on, let's
fun.
play a
my
little song right here. We'll
God.
go. There's a little dust on that.
Yeah, like, I whenever I get to see him live, I'm like, oh, it's such a pleasure.
We were working with him in Lake Tahoe, right? Or Laughlin?
Vegas and Laughlin.
Laughlin. And he brought some older ladies to party with us. Not party, but hang out. We were eating.
They were like they weren't his blood family, but they had always treated him like family when he was a kid. So.
And we thought we loved these church ladies, you know. We thought they were just these nice church ladies. One of them actually smoked a blunt with us. And he was
No,
surprised.
she was talking about doing it. She
was
didn't
talking about it, doing it. But then she took out her suntan lotion and it had like whiskey.
It wasn't a suntan lotion. It was a flask, but it was like it looked like a blue suntan lotion too.
Like a G.
It was made for that. Like, oh my gosh, she had bourbon in it or something.
I can't wait to be that sort of older woman. Just have a flask in my purse.
They both had retired and chose
I'm
to
on
go
my
to
way.
Reno.
I'm on my way.
She's going to have a flash on her microphone. Hold on.
Right.
Get a little shot.
She's gonna leave very
You have
soon.
dates coming
so-
up?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I am headlining the Funny Bone in Richmond, Virginia Valentine's Day weekend, February 14th, which is a Thursday night through Sunday, February 17th. It's 6 shows in total. So February 14th through the 17th, I'm headlining Funny Bone in Richmond, Virginia. So come out if
And
you
where
guys
can
are in
they find you
Richmond.
at?
Awesome.
And you guys can follow me on all social media platforms at Zainab Johnson, Zainab Johnson. My website is zainabjohnson.com as well.
That's what's up, fool.
What's up, fool?
What's up, fool?
Thank you very much.
We'll
for
keep
being on
going,
the
but you can leave
Okay.
whenever you need to.
Thank you guys
Yeah.
for having me. This was
Yeah,
great.
man.
This was great.
And we also, if we ever do the live show, we'll let you
I would
be-
love- yeah,
we'll
I
let
would
you be
love
the
that.
comedian.
Yeah.
Do
do a
a
set.
short set. We'll
like
have
a
a few.
5-minute set.
Yeah.
If you don't mind being on our podcast, we'll probably cut it off, huh? Like last time.
What? Not tape the
Stand-up?
sets? Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. We'll
Yeah.
just tape the.
Well, I would
Yeah.
love that. I would love to come back. I would love to be a part of the live show. Thanks for having
Maybe
me.
you can show
Rodrigo,
up
it was
next
very
time you
nice
have
to meet you,
time,
Felipe.
be-
Thank you so much.
be-
Thank you
Alright,
so
see you
much.
You could be
I'm
guest
gonna-
co-host.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear a tracksuit next time. Just give
might
me
not wear this
warning. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you
Take
very
care.
much.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Here's some Jimmy Schubert, bro.
You know what I'm saying? She got to take off. You know, she's on the way back to Philly. Little magic tricks. Give me a couple steps, Spider.
Dude, I went to an audition and she was in the audition with other black girls, and I was the only Latino there, and the only man there. First of all,
What's it
And
for?
I have no idea, and they were all like supermodel, like her, like a model type, skinny, and I was sitting there going, man, I think I'm auditioning for like the drunk coach that's supposed to be like the cheerleading instructor, or something.
I'm the wacky janitor,
The
the
wacky
or
janitor.
the creepy janitor.
The creepy janitor gets caught, and we get there. They made us do a lot of like improv games. Then I said, I'm out of here.
At the audition?
Yeah,
Oh, that's the worst.
and then like there
That's the
was
worst.
other
Yes,
women
and-
there that was all into it, bro.
You're not even getting paid for
And I
going
said,
through
no, I'm
that
not.
pain.
Sorry, Chris Spencer, I'm out of here.
Chris Spencer, he was there?
Yeah.
Oh, that was something you. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Chris was ready for it.
Okay, people, coming up, shows coming up. Birmingham, Alabama, February 15th through the 17th at the Star Dome. It's a comedy club. Anybody that wants tickets for that, hit us up. We'll hook you up with a pair.
Yes, I can do that.
Any day of the week.
And we can do that in Raleigh, too.
Also, Raleigh, North Carolina, February 22nd through the 24th at the brand new Improv.
And the way you hit us up is fans, F-A-N-S, at felipesworld.com and ask for tickets. But that's only in a few cities. So Raleigh,
Also, I'm coming
Birmingham.
to Miami, Florida,
and I
March
think Miami will have some tickets, too.
March 8th through the 10th at the brand new Improv. I'm gonna be there all hyped up. I'm working out, man. I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm doing a lot of walking.
You going to show your abs in Miami?
No, man, I'm gonna be like that man I saw riding that bicycle man with a speedo. He was walking with a thong, huh?
In a dog.
Oh, that you took a picture of that guy. His butt cheek.
Was there Coconut Grove, man?
Yeah.
A thong and tan, looking like man. They're so late. Also, I'm gonna drink a lot of coffee,
I
bro.
look fat in this suit. This is
Are you
not
drinking a lot of
good
coffee?
look.
Hell yeah.
Like a
Cuban
Rita?
coffee.
Do you like eating their food, or you like just like the coffee?
Dude, I love that food, dude.
Do you-
I kind of almost liked it a little bit more than Mexican
Why
food.
do a lot of people say it's bland, bro?
People are crazy, dude.
Do you like
It's rich.
Do you like Tampa better than Miami for the Cuban town, the Cuban areas, or which do you like better?
Well,
Ybor City, I
I've
should
been to
say.
Calle Ocho many times.
You're just looking for porn stars there.
No, but 'cause that's what the original thing is.
We never seen one.
And we went
I
there.
know. He's still looking.
But when we go
He's waiting for
there,
the van to pull him
but
over.
when we go to Calle
And bus.
Ocho, like before on our way to La Carreta, we see a lot of smaller shops that sell coffee and they sell medianoche, right? Little ones,
Yeah, they
like little shops. But we don't go to those 'cause we know La Carreta. But Miami has more options, man. Tampa only has one place, like Corona. That's it.
yeah, food wise.
Food wise, it's Miami, man.
Okay.
But for the historical town, Ybor City, yeah.
Yeah, Ybor City.
Keep going. Sorry. So you have Miami.
But we didn't see no chicks in La Calle Ocho, right?
There's
I
never
kn-
been none of those bang buses or
know-
nothing.
I
It's
know
like,
there
I don't even think
aren't.
it happens in Miami, dog. Happens in St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg.
Remember that one time we did that like 10-mile walk to La Carreta? Remember? When we met that old man that was complaining about Obama because his Viagra's went up. Like it's like, dude, you still pipe? You're like 80 years old.
It was a Manzana Ceviche.
Yeah, on the side of the road.
San Angelo, Texas, March 15 at San Angelo Performing Arts Center. San Angelo, what's up? That place looks like New Orleans.
San Angelo does?
yeah.
Really?
Wichita, Kansas, March 16 at the Orpheum Theater, Wichita. See you there. I think this show is gonna sell out, so get your tickets.
Wichita. A lot of people are piping up about
they're
it.
ready,
Yeah,
man.
they're commenting.
Grand Junction, Colorado. I think we're performing in a train. March 23rd at the Avalon Theater. Get your tickets because people are showing up from all the way from Puebla and places
mean
unknown.
Puebla, Mexico, or Pueblo, Colorado.
Colorado. Dallas, Texas, March 29th to the 31st. Arlington Improv. Are you ready?
Mama Kiki.
Mama Kiki. Fuck that fool. He gonna be there. That fool's an Addison. Keith Manning.
Get off the field. The Patriots won, fool.
Oh, he must be happy.
Oh, my God. We were texting back. You don't even know how this means, Rigo.
Dude,
My play
he was so
cousin.
happy,
It
bro.
feels just like last year, right? And the year before that, right?
He
And
was
the
so
year before
happy,
that.
bro. He spiked his son.
You know, it's another ring, Lisa.
Emily has a question on YouTube there when the San Jose
Oh,
tickets
shit.
available. We
San
don't know
Jose
yet,
Improv
but
coming already, bro.
coming up in April, but we don't know when the tickets are going on sale. You can call the Improv and ask their box office, hey, when are you putting the Felipe tickets on sale? And that'll kind of, if enough people call, it'll get them to put them on there.
Check out felipesworld.com/tour for all upcoming shows and ticket information.
There's a
Let me
lot of
tell you,
shows
man,
are out of new markets and
I've been
everything.
waiting like my whole life, bro.
For what?
My whole life to wear a suit like this.
This is like your third one, though. Oh,
But
finally
this is
with everything.
This is the fucking $6 million man, Lee Majors, bro.
It totally
My
is.
whole fucking life.
$6 million.
Like I've had fake ones, bro. I had pro wings
stripes.
that were blue that ripped, dog. I never had red tennis shoes. I never wanted to get red ones until I matched everything, bro. Right there at the $6 million man, bro. I never met some guy.
Lee Majors.
Get your leg off.
Some guy had the blue one, and somebody said, "Look at bro, the $6 million man." Nah, they ain't it. $6 million red, dog. That's the $7 million man. The one time a fool showed up, but he was 100% working, and he got killed. It was a guy with a mustache. He was on $6 million man episode.
Just one episode?
Yeah, 7 million.
I don't remember that. I thought I saw all the $6 Million Man.
You didn't see that one.
I guess I didn't.
Is that what he used to wear, or did he used to wear like a Schneider jumpsuit?
He had several.
Okay.
But I don't know
This
his
whole
main.
cherry skin.
But his main one, it had the logo of the place, right? The
It was Adidas, right?
I don't
The
know.
shoes?
I don't know if it was.
Because
Adidas.
that fool right there at Eagle Rock Lube always
It
used
was
to call
just
me Lee
red.
Majors when I used to wear that little jumpsuit. Lee Majors are here, Holmes.
Man, you
I'm
know.
over here all bumperable though.
What up? How you doing?
I'm here all
little
bumperable
B-Day?
in my cubicle. That was some dude told Toby Hicks about the fucking Dope Dealer podcast. Yo, man, I'm over here listening to the Dope Dealer podcast, all bumperable on my cubicle at work. This fucking blood is in the office, bro, in the cubicle, but that fool called it cubicle.
Right there, typing on his bumputer.
That's so
All
funny.
his C's are broken.
This fool was saying everything with a B.
Every time he gets fucked up, bro.
I know when Toby gets drunk, he drops the B's.
It's like an old little black man.
he drops the B words.
Yeah, man, they had a bond tract on me.
How far do you take it? Is it every word in your sentence
think
that starts
every
with C,
word
or
that's
just
C.
occasionally like?
No C's.
Obationally.
No C's.
Every
No C.
obationally.
The Bumpstitution. What other C
Y'all
word?
here acting all brazy.
I'm over here in Connecticut. I'm here in Colorado.
That fool's going to Raleigh, North Bolo.
Right, like would he say, "I'm going. I'll see you guys in Denver, Colorado."
Yeah.
No, that fool
Would
said,
he really say
that
that?
fool-
Yeah, dude, that one.
that fool said, I'll see you in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Man, I'ma bot me something.
I have a brother that works in the Brime Lab.
You got bought by the cops. Dude, that one night, remember before we had us all laughing? He was all like, I swear to God. Dude, this fool, I was like, I couldn't believe it. Your bumputer.
Can you use your computer?
I was like, this fool right
What have you lost?
here. It's a batch phrase.
Oh, what's funny was when we were stuck in
Caused a lot of problems.
when we were stuck in a storm, and he had this girl that he met driving in from another town like 3 hours, and she was going through a storm too, but she already made it to the lobby, and he was all buzzing in the back like, oh man, she already in the whatever, she's already there, right? And then he was complaining about some other stuff, and then I did his voice. They're trying to kick her out the lobby.
I went over there and I bought her a Barona with a lime in it. Hey, fool, that fool swear they were going to listen to him. I need to talk to the pilot and the CEO. They're all sit down.
I know. All I heard was him in the background. When Felipe was talking to me, I heard
Give me
Felipe's
a
like,
Pepsi Bola.
Felipe's trying to ask me like, what should we do? And I'm telling him I rented a car just in case you guys have to drive. And I hear Toby in the back talking to the gate agent. If you was me, what would you do? What decision would you make?
This is a catastrophe.
Because look, we gotta get to Houston by 6 o'clock.
Nobody
What
was
would you
listening
do?
to
He was like, that's really up to you, sir. I can't tell you what to do. We're waiting on weather. It's like it's unpredictable.
I got a girl who had a babysitter waiting for me.
It's Valiente in here.
See, I didn't even know why he was worried so much. It was because he had a date hooked up, lined
No,
up.
not only that, but I think all that whatever, man. But he had a drunk lady with him too, Mary Lou Retton, bro.
Yeah, because they were over there at the bar in the time. She's like, yeah, I don't care. She almost like lit a cigarette right there. I was like, what are you doing, lady? It was hilarious.
But it was funny, but it looked like when Mean Gene Okerlund from WWF was interviewing Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage on the side talking shit, bro. Hey, let me tell you something. Hold on, brother.
Randy's just like this the whole time, like rubbing his hands.
He
together.
was out of control.
Ain't no, that's a bat. That ain't no cat.
He said alcoholic.
I seen those movies,
What
What
movies?
movies?
Vice, and I
So
seen
what you think about Vice?
The Wife.
Vice is good.
Vice is
Very
really good.
informative, but you want to Google shit
Yeah,
out.
it was just like it was a trippy. You kind
Is
of
that
like
in the water?
kind of thought about it a little bit. That one's full ready to go. But dude, homeboy, like, but that's what, dude. I didn't even know like he was. I thought he came from like a political family. Did you see that one
Hell
part
no.
when Donald Rumsfeld, that other aide comes up? He's like, hey, I work for the DNC, so I'm gonna take the Democrat guy. What guy do you want to take? Well, what is he?
Yeah,
He's a Republican. That's what I am.
yeah.
And think about like how people in America are, how they pick political sides just because they like somebody's personality and shit. Dude, and Rumsfeld was like, you think he's all serious? He was just like cracking jokes and grabbing butts.
How about his wife were when they put him straight?
Well, I think that's the one that had the backbone.
When his wife started speaking, bro, everybody was like, whoa.
Oh, yeah. I think it was a tripping movie. I thought it was really good, dude. It wasn't what I expected.
But he's a good actor, right?
Oh, dude, come on.
He could nail it, right?
He nailed it nasty, dude.
It's funny how Lisa was surprised they had that movie listed as comedy.
Well, I was surprised at first, but I mean, I get it. It's
Adam
funny.
McKay, yeah, if you really look at it.
It's funny, but it is really like distressing at the same time because all these
truth.
facts are crazy. And we always knew this about
It's crazy when they say when Rumsfeld said somebody had to take the fall for this, huh?
Well, they thought, do you think someone's gonna go to jail? Like, and dude, it was a trippy movie, dude.
How about when
But they're the first. I mean, I think Cheney was the first to really start the whole tying marketing into basically having marketing teams and focus groups and stuff like that.
Genius, huh?
Did you see how that?
And then also using and then using lawyers. And I mean, to do the focus group on calling the estate tax a death tax. You know, and Trump said it last night. He said the estate tax, and he cut himself off, and he said death tax, because death tax tugs at the middle America's heartstrings. I don't want my family to have to pay. None of you will have to pay.
Yeah,
because you don't make enough. You don't have enough assets.
It's $2 million, dude.
It's $10 million now.
Oh,
yeah,
it was at 2.
Yeah, it was
that's
at
when
2.
They switched in the movie.
They moved it to 10.
Isn't that crazy?
So you saw Vice and
I haven't seen the one with the Melissa McCarthy yet, but I seen The Wife.
How about the when
that was a trippy movie.
When
I was frustrated with the wife.
Yeah, why?
Because she never. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was frustrated.
She was leading, right?
I was frustrated because because when she broke down for him and said, "Look, motherfucker, like you're where you are because of my words."
You didn't even say I'm a writer.
Right? He didn't even know his characters.
What were you
nothing
talking
like
about?
wife.
The wife.
Okay. I thought you were talking about still about.
No.
Oh, the wife. Yeah.
Yeah. So she breaks down. You fell asleep.
I thought it was good, dude.
Don't lie.
The wife.
But she breaks down. She breaks down, you know, and when they're having their fight before, you know, whatever happens to him. But she breaks down and she's like, you know, frustrated that he's never recognized her for that and pushed her to the side. And, oh, she doesn't, right? You know, and telling everybody that. But then when it came down to it and the biographer wanted to say something about that after he passes away,
same, huh?
she says, you know,
don't fuck with his legacy.
Don't fuck with his legacy. I'll take you to court. Like she still holds the line for her dead husband.
Do you think the only reason she did it is because he died, and he wouldn't have if he would have died?
I
don't
That's
know.
kind of leaves you all like.
I don't know.
I thought Christian Slater was good. And how about and that thing about shit like that is that you're dealing with the kids, and the kid wants to be a writer too, and then like, fuck, dude, like it was a very bad spot for, and just like how he threw the little Nobel Peace Prize out the window. It was crazy, dude.
What else you saw?
I seen The Wife. I didn't see the Melissa McCarthy movie yet.
That's a good one.
Man.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Well, this
like
fool was all telling me. But
Vice is good, right?
Oh yeah, it was. But what my thing about Vice was the second time they came around with George W. Bush, because they already got the experience with Nixon, and then later with Gerald Ford. But also how they put up the people that they're gonna do at the Pentagon, and how like Bush, he's all hey, brought in Alberto Gonzalez. This lady, they're all get them out of the way.
They knew how weak they were.
They knew how to work it, dude.
I like how also.
That's why experience matters, fool.
But they're like, it's funny how when everybody from Nixon's organization was done, right? Anybody behind him was done, and those fools were already out. Rumsfeld and Cheney. So when they came in after he left, as the new fresh blood that was pretty much clean.
Yeah.
And they got behind Ford, right? Right?
What?
And they got behind Ford? Or
No,
Reagan?
they were already there, but Ford was his VP, right?
Yeah.
So he came into power, and then those fools convinced him to get rid of Kissinger. Get your ass out of here. And got those fools. I mean, that takes like very like calculated, didactic people to do that shit. Yeah. And you might not like Cheney, but I understand what he's doing and like how...
They make it look like
even if you don't like him, you have to realize how brilliantly conniving and manipulative he was, and like he accomplished everything he wanted to, and a legacy of it. It's continuing to frustrate us every day.
Did you see how Scooter Libby was working for him, and he's the one that leaked it, and over that
the Antonin
criticism?
Scalia connection was my biggest surprise. I didn't know that he knew them way back when.
And it was even before like Reagan appointed him.
With a
I had no
Catholic
idea
church.
before the whole Bush thing ends up in the Supreme Court's hands, Bush-Gore thing. I had no idea that Scalia had a connection. And I bet a lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah. And also,
that's a conflict of
baffling.
interest.
Yeah,
That's a conflict of interest.
and how powerful these think tanks are, and who pours money into them.
It's a conflict of interest.
But
He's
man,
baffling.
he's still alive, right? Too.
Yeah. After all this,
What's up with that
attacks.
heart that he got though? Like he was a distant cousin. That little the guy that you guys call the fat Matt Damon. It was
Fat
in that
Damon.
movie.
Yeah.
What
No,
was his
he
part?
wasn't a distant cousin, was he?
Well, it said something like he was a distant cousin, like when he was in war
Really?
before he went in war, because he actually went in war. But I tripped out. They never really said.
I
how
didn't think he
got
was
the
a
heart.
cousin. I thought he was just he got the heart because that guy died.
Okay. Because if
was-
you go back, I'll try to go back
Yeah?
and watch it again. Yeah, it said I'm a distant third cousin.
Oh,
of his.
because I thought he said we're connected, but I'll tell you how. And I
Fat
thought they were
Matt
only
Damon.
connected because his heart was in Dick.
Okay.
That's how I didn't get that they were cousins.
And the other thing too is like how he parlayed a job for his daughter in the Pentagon and then later in Congress, and how
She's still there.
how they
She's
flipped
still
how they flipped the thing of the daughter. You know, she's obviously a lesbian or whatnot, and then she held her stance on TV and became a congresswoman. Yeah, I didn't even know he was in
But
Congress.
she wasn't holding her stance. She was lying. She was
Totally.
choosing the other side
fuck?
just so she can get up there.
Yeah.
And you
And didn't
get
speak
mad
to her
because I
sister.
heard Ivanka Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the State of the Union? You guys watch it yesterday?
Yeah.
Good comedy show, huh? Killed
That's
it.
crazy, man. I'm always cringe at every State of the Union. It doesn't matter who's in
I was
power.
tripped out when they
I
called
hate when
somebody.
people just kiss ass and
He
stand
was
up
killed.
after every single thing.
I was tripped out when they called somebody in. His family was killed by an illegal alien.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I hate when they drag all that
but
stuff
then
out.
the real people are asking, well, how many illegal aliens shut up at school?
He didn't bring any of the shooters. He did bring up that Pittsburgh shooting though, and the survivor.
Right,
he
because
was
he had
dark.
the survivor there. He was a police officer, right? Or was he an EMT? No, he was a
One
police
stopped
officer.
it, and then the old man
Okay.
survived. But one thing that was crazy too is like I heard a comment. He looked very presidential. I was like, "Bitch, he's the president." It came from a dude. Though.
Yeah,
Trippy.
I just I hate the State of the Union. I don't know if it. I don't know. I feel like
Looked like a pep rally. All that
yeah,
pom-poms
that's
up
what
in the air.
everybody was saying. Like there wasn't much substance. It was kind of like a campaign stop.
And-
Is what it felt like.
And he's gonna fight AIDS, and like it's gonna be done in eliminated in 10 years. It's like I don't know.
You could fight AIDS with a sword.
AIDS is already pretty. I mean, it's not over, of course, but we have a lot of, almost a cure basically for all purposes. Like we're close already.
Too many claps when my hand was hurting.
It annoys me, the standing up and clapping. It's just like, even people who don't like him, like you stand up and do it.
Pelosi.
Because wasn't like the State of the Union, wasn't that originally just a letter to Congress?
It was,
To
yeah.
outline
It
what
was
you
always
wanted?
in writing
Yeah.
until Woodrow Wilson.
And people act like it's like, yeah, it's
I
like,
think.
I don't know, man. Like,
I don't
it's
know,
funny.
but it's weird.
What's
I love
up?
ceremony.
Boo! Rodrigo Torres, you got shows coming up?
No, I don't. But Riverside, we're working on a new room in downtown Riverside, so I'll let you guys know ASAP and check out the Yeah Man podcast.
So how close are we to that Netflix special?
We're still working it out, but we're gonna have one filmed this year. We don't know where. We don't know when.
Be it English or Spanish?
English one, and then another one in Spanish.
What's up,
same
man?
material, different language.
Right now, if you're watching me right now or listening to me on the What's Up Food podcast, let me know if you would pay to watch me do a 100% Spanish special, 1 hour, and then watch the same special 100% in English the next day. So we're thinking about doing a special in Spanish, 2 shows in Spanish, and then 1 hour every night. And then the second show will be in
The second day.
the second day will be in English.
2
2
shows.
shows. So it'll be 1 show you could take your family with. You could take your mom, take your uncles, take anybody who speaks Spanish who you want to do make them watch it, who want to watch my stand-up special being taped, and the next day it's gonna be for the big dogs, all in English, exclusively all in English. All in English. And the day of the special, we're gonna probably have it all in Spanish, like completely in Spanish, where everybody is gonna be speaking Spanish through the show, the director, every other directions will be in Spanish. So we're thinking of hopefully at least I could direct that one with the Spanish, somebody in Spanish, you know.
I don't know.
I was thinking you could direct it with whoever you get to direct, like
I need a live show director. I don't think I'm ready for that to coordinate cameras and stuff. I don't think I'm ready.
I brought it too soon, bro.
I directed a couple shots. I directed the closing shot
you
of
could do the Spanish.
The last special.
Come up with a 10-minute Spanish.
I'm down for whatever. You know me, dog.
How you say black widow in Spanish? Viuda. Una araña viuda.
Viuda?
I don't know, man.
Mi esposo está muerto.
What's up,
Or mi esposo se
fool?
murió.
We're ready for another special. I'm ready for another special. I went to the Comedy Store last week, bro.
How was it, fool?
I saw Natasha Leggero. I saw Anthony Jeselnik. Some girl named Sean Tay Greenstein.
I heard of her
Continue.
in Rochester.
I don't know who that is.
I didn't see Joe Diaz, though, but he covered the next thing.
He left right after it said, huh?
Took off. Don't have time.
I ain't got no more, bro. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, fool? We might have a Angel Esparza cameo on a special.
Somebody just said something about is he going to be coming in the next caravan?
Actually, Angel's actually selling What's Up Fool hoodies to the caravan people.
I know. We sent him a couple hoodies. I bet he did sell them.
Were you tired after this weekend?
A little bit.
Yeah, you were, because you went to bed at like 10 the first night. And I think you went to bed at, you were asking at 9:45 if I'd hate you if you went to bed already. And I think you went to bed about 10:30.
Bro, I slept, man, from 9:45 all the way to 8 in the morning, dog.
Like clean?
Out.
Yeah.
No edibles, nothing.
Your body needs that rest, man. I passed out nasty on Monday, dude.
Took
Sunday, I
Swishy for walks every night.
How's she doing?
Good.
That's good.
What, dog?
Let's wrap it up.
What's up, fool?
Yeah,
I
man.
had something. Hold on. Let me
What,
find it
fool?
right here. Should we call Flaco? Check on him?
Yeah, check up on him.
We call him right now?
Go ahead.
Okay, let me call him right now.
Oh, we didn't get to take a picture with Zainab.
I took a picture when she was talking.
Okay, send me that.
Okay.
Did you take a picture with her?
No.
Damn it.
She was really, really, really cool, man.
She been in the game, right? Wow, man, 13 kids, bro.
About 9 years.
That'd be a funny ass joke if she were doing a Latino room, like Latino night. So yeah, I come from a 13 family. Yeah, so I'm a sureña. No, nobody will get it.
You try it. Hey,
Get stabbed for that joke.
your family 7?
7 kids, yeah.
Your mom's family, how big is hers?
Well, I don't even know.
Your dad either?
I don't even know.
You would have been 9 though. Your mom had twins that were stillborn.
Yeah, stillborn.
So that was in between Fernando and
In between Angel and me.
Angel and you.
No,
Wow.
after
way.
Angel,
Oh,
because Fernando's 2 years younger. So Mama got pregnant right after losing those kids.
Fuck.
That didn't fuck around, man, when they have cable. Can I call?
Call, dog.
We didn't have cable. I guess it does get boring. Then she's probably like doing housework and like, I better get out of here. He's
I
gonna
walked in with
attack
Mom
me
and
again.
Dad, bro. It was horrible, bro.
My mom made me laugh one day. She's like, can I get this fool off me?
Yeah, get out of here.
Everybody was calling Flaco.
Go read a book.
Oh, my God, dude.
Okay, he ain't picking up.
Yeah, I went over there.
The hospital
to the
or he's at his
hospital?
house?
Not at the hospital. They were taking his catheter. I was like, give me a second.
Catheter.
But he-
The
he's doing
fuck
alright.
is that?
Well, so you can go to the restroom.
Goes into your bladder.
Oh my God.
Your
I
urethra.
just shoot me
Your
if I
bladder.
have to wear one of those, man.
I guess they drug you when they put it in, not when
Yeah.
they pull it out, huh? Oh,
So it's in your pee-pee or what?
Yeah.
the hole?
It's in the urethra.
All the way inside?
Yeah.
So everything can, come out of there.
For what?
To
Because when you're sleeping for a long time or in surgery and then recovering, or maybe on some drugs, you don't have control of your bladder.
Just
So you'll
comes out.
pee all over yourself. So they do this. And sometimes they want to monitor how much urine you're producing so they can see. I had a catheter with my last surgery. I didn't even know it. And then she was like, oh, we're going to take the catheter out. I was
How'd
like,
you put it
what?
in?
When I was asleep. I don't even remember it.
Nurse jobs.
But I told you that one time when I was a nurse's assistant in the home for older people, that one guy with brain cancer, they put he had a permanent catheter in that we had to change like every couple days.
Just plug into it.
Yeah, but he got so frustrated with it. He was in pain constantly because he had brain cancer and he was dying. And he yanked it out one time with the bulb inflated. It just went right through the urethra with the bulb fully inflated. There was blood everywhere.
Oh my god.
And I had to go get the nurse, and it was a male nurse on staff that night. He almost fainted when he saw it. He knew what had happened, and he was imagining the pain of it. Ugh.
That cancer pain ain't no joke. I remember my grandfather, morphine didn't even work for him.
Yeah.
You're
That's the way
still
this-
moaning.
This guy, every second of every day, he just said, God help me. Jesus help me. God help me.
Damn.
Jesus help me. It was so sad. It was so sad.
Damn.
Brutal, man.
It was sad. He wanted to die.
Fuck, nobody's picking up today, huh, fool? Bad day to crank call.
Who did that? Who was that?
Telling everybody, Angel.
Luis Angel, dog.
What time is it?
That fool doing over there right now, dog.
Folding clothes.
You sure you got a card game going on right now or something?
He's over there folding blows. What's up, Food Podcast? Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to the podcast. Thank you, everybody who showed up to Coachella. We had an awesome time, man.
That show was a shit.
What's up with
Both shows
fucking
was
Johnny Rocket going over there to pick up food? They tell him we don't have it, but we don't fight for our food.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, but it's like, dude, it's like I'm over here with the dead is basically dead right here. Like he's hung up like that. It's like, dude, come on, man. I was all bummed out about that shit, dude. I hate when the shit doesn't go as planned.
And then like there's no food, dog, so they didn't give you a receipt. You get that for the money, bro.
Yeah, nothing. It's like, dude, how could they give it to somebody? It's like, anyhow, it's retarded, dog. But hey, man, that's what took place.
But you just walk up to him, take the car away, and that's that.
You give that fool some vitamins.
What happened, bro? Oh, some guy from the casino borrowed the car. So what do you say? You just say he's from the casino. He
Gave it to us.
and he needed my car as an emergency.
So I gave it to him.
Commandeered.
It's a flood, so. That fool was driving behind some truck, bro. We were in the freeway. I said, listen, man.
I knew you guys-
I said, someone here, man, you're driving 40, right? So you gotta change lanes, motherfucker.
Fucking hazard, dude. Dude, you killed me when you said, got this fool over here. You ain't gonna fall asleep behind the wheel, huh, dog?
I know, he looks like he's sleepy all the time. I was afraid. I was like, you let him drive?
Vinny was like, dude, what's wrong with that fool? Get him some vitamins,
I know,
dog.
he looks like this all the time, like he's going to
His
die.
hair looks like there's a ghost carrying him by the hair everywhere.
Dude.
Who the fuck is Johnny Rocket with his fucking tube hair, looking like Toby from The Office? Remember he said, "Not even me."
That was funny, dude.
Every time I see Toby now, he
in
looks like
Visalia, we were watching clips from The Office. Hey, you guys see that one with Toby try to kiss? He tried to kiss Pam and then he ran and
No,
jumped
he
over the
touches
fence?
her leg.
Yeah, okay, I remember.
And
I
then he
used to watch it a lot.
realizes
Yeah.
everybody sees him and everybody's shocked and then he realizes what he's done and then he runs out the
There's
door.
an episode where he comes back. Huh?
Yeah. He
Dude,
comes back after like a year in Costa Rica.
Toby.
Ready to go? I gotta wrap it up.
Hell yeah, man! It was fun, man, over there. I slept good though after the show on Saturday.
Dude, I
was
passed
out.
out on Sunday. Nasty fool.
I was starving. No, I wasn't starving. You starving?
I was hungry, dog.
Shout out to Dan Frank Comedy, Godzilla, Cucu La Cabra Muire, Fantoma 69, Francisco de Jesus, Emery Bracamonte, Germ Does, Josh Sanchez, Danny. I just mentioned that fool. I saw that fool at the Comedy Store. That fool wrote me a long ass letter, but I deleted that shit before I could read it.
Oh my.
Ain't got time to read long messages, dog. Omar Gonzalez, Francisco de Jesus,
He's in Albuquerque. Felipe's
Follow
coming to
Me
Albuquerque.
Footsteps Vlogs. I saw that fool that gave me that blunt, bro, at the Comedy Store.
Danny Frank?
Danny Frank, bro. That
Let's
fool
go.
went to Chicago the next day and did a spot at the Laugh Factory or Zany somewhere. I said, you're not gonna make it. And that fool did make it, bro. It was fucking colder than Antarctica.
Dude, freezing right now.
What's up, fool? Young Danger. Yeah, Omar Gonzalez. Wild Card Show Podcast. What's up, fool?